It's going to be official very, very soon. Lamine Yamal is going to be taking the number 10 shirt at Barcelona. And that means one thing, that the Ansu Fati era is officially over. This isn't just a shirt number at Barcelona. This is a symbol of identity, of pressure, and of course, of belief and leadership in this club. So in today's video, I'll break down why this decision is risky, it's smart, why it's fabulous to see Lamine Yamal with the number 10, and maybe even also necessary. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And I just wanted to put the topics together of Lamine Yamal getting the number 10 shirt and Ansu Fati leaving potentially to AS Monaco. So what happened? Let's start off with Lamine Yamal because I think that all of this makes sense. Lamine Yamal has just had a breakout season. We all know that. Season 2024 to season 2025, the best player in the world. I think there's no debating that. Whilst Ansu Fati has been relegated to the bench. And maybe not even that. This would be a very good moment to tell you guys that we've done a video already reacting to Lamine Yamal best moments this season. And that's all in a playlist down below where you can go check it out and take a look at all the content that will gear you up and prepare you for next season. All the transfers, all the rankings, opinions, and much more in that playlist. So go check it out because there's a lot of videos that I'm pretty sure that you haven't watched yet. And plus, YouTube personally has told me that we suck when it comes to the community because we do not turn on our notification icon. You need to turn on the bell notification icon, guys, and that will help me tremendously as much. And also, we can tell YouTube, you suck. But anyhow, let's continue with this video. I think that since Messi left, I generally haven't seen a player carry his weight and pressure so good as Lamine Yamal. It's clear to see for me that someone like Vinicius, for instance, is not made for this kind of life. You could see that he just simply is a little bit too immature or does not really know how to handle him. He has that inferiority complex that all Real Madrid players have and fans. I think that Lamine Yamal, even though people can call him a showboater or whatnot, I think he's very, very confident. And I think that I really, really do like this. I think that's a very, very big difference in contrast to Ansu Fati. And I think that this could be potentially one of the risks of giving him the number 10. Because I thought the very same thing about Ansu Fati when he came into the fold. I think he was the best youngster. He was competing with Haaland and Mbappe at the time to be that next big player. But look at him now. The world is watching and Messi legacy is a burden. It's not a blessing. It's a burden. Now, hear me out on this one because this next reason, guys, I think it's very, very important, but it makes a lot of sense. I think that when you give a player like Lamine Yamal the number 10 shirt, he needs to play every single game. And Barcelona's track record with injuries is very, very bad. Ansu Fati, Pedri, Gavi, all of them have been overplayed so much. And all of them have gotten so many injuries. Balde as well included, we could say, to that list. Lamine Yamal this season has already played over 50 games. And if you give someone like him the number 10 shirt, he needs to play time and time again. And there's rumors that the contract that he signed, it says there that he needs to play more games and not be substituted as much. I don't know if that's something you can really put into a contract, but if they have the number 10 shirt, it kills. It kills him on an extra level because he will have to play all the time. If that's the case, you're gonna have your number 10 player on the bench. You just simply can't. I guess another reason that could be very negative for Lamine Yamal getting the number 10 shirt would be that it's sort of killing the system, the merit system, let's say, because I think that Pedri could also be someone that could take the number 10 shirt. I think that this would send a wrong message to the squad in some instances, perhaps, because if he just simply takes the number from Ansu Fati, if Ansu Fati doesn't leave, I don't really like that. I think that that's the number of Ansu Fati. That's the number that he has. You have to respect that. And I don't like that happening in my club where in other teams I've seen that you just simply take the number from somebody else and give it to another player and they are still in the club. You force them to change their number for marketing reasons. I don't really like that. And I don't think Lamine Yamal is of that boat either. So if that happens, I'll give you a controversial take. I think Barcelona would be putting the brand before the player 100%, and I do not want to be part of that club anymore. Yet, if we move to the, let's say, the good side of the story, there are some cases why Lamine Yamal does do well. Is there reasons why he deserves this? He deserves the number 10 shirt. I guess if he wants, he can have the shirt number. It's just a number at the end of the day. It's something he can have. It's not like it's impossible not to have. And I think it would be the most understandable player to have it because he's the guy. He's the right guy. The most assists in La Liga as a teenager, the most goals in the Euros, assists in the final of the Euros, all the records he has broken in the Champions League semifinals, in the quarterfinals. He has world-class mentality. He has confidence oozing through his blood. And not arrogance, confidence. I think Lamine would just make perfect sense for having the number 10 shirt, but then the comparisons to Messi would just grow so much. But let's see how he understands and how he carries that burden. I think he could be that guy. I think that maybe different to Ansu, we've seen more from Lamine Yamal so far. And I think that is evidence that maybe he can. Maybe he can carry the number 10. Another reason that I think is very positive, and I think the most important one, is that I think this would be a symbolic break from the era to the new one. From the old era of the Ansu era, the era of Bartomeu not doing so good. I think this could be a much better move in the right direction. Ansu Fati was sort of tied to the post-Messi era void, to that void where we just didn't know what to do. We were a little bit lost. There was bankruptcy. We still have debt, but we were all over the field. Like literally for a video I was making, I was looking for photos and seeing Messi with that shirt of Koeman era, the one where Minguez I think scored or Ilex Moriba played in under, seeing the pink shirt that looked like a freaking bubble gum, all of those things. That era was bad. Like we were so terrible on the field, and Ansu Fati sort of is connected to that era, unfortunately. Lamine Yamal is now a symbol of the post-rebuild Barça, and I think that would be better for this team. It's not nostalgia that I'm talking about. I think it's momentum that we need to build on. And Barcelona are building this momentum that we are a much better team. And I think that this would actually be good for the club in a sense, and maybe for the fans, projecting ourselves to the next stage, the new era. And like it or not, I don't know. I, of course, said that marketing is not something where I want to go. I do not never want to see Barcelona just do decisions for the sake of money. But think about it. Marketing and the global projection, Nike, Spain, Barça, all win with Lamine Yamal as the face of the next generation. The narrative, the story, simply the superstar that Lamine Yamal would be. I think that it all adds up. And like it or not, that is very important nowadays. And I think that will give him the benefit of the, let's say, the advantage to get the media on his side to win the Ballon d'Or campaigns. We all know how that works. I think that would be very helpful for Barcelona. More people are going to be watching Barça. More fans are going to be coming. More people are going to want to travel to the Camp Nou. More money for the club. More of those things. Yeah, this isn't just about the pressure, like it or not. It's also about power. And Lamine Yamal with the number 10 shirt is so much power. So I guess, guys, that if it was up to me, honestly, I would keep Lamine Yamal on the number 19 shirt. I sort of want him continuing his legacy with the number 19, maybe build his own legacy and make the number 19 his own, like legendary number, the same way that Johan Cruyff did with the number 14, Messi with the number 10, Cristiano Ronaldo with the number 7. There are a lot of players with different numbers, but I think that Lamine Yamal with the 19 could be really good. But let's see how it works. Of course, it would need for that to happen, Ansu Fati needs to go. And right now, reports are saying that Ansu Fati is very, very close to a move to AS Monaco, a loan move. And I think that he needs to bite on this opportunity right now. Ansu Fati to AS Monaco would be good, in my opinion, because I think still there's a player in Barcelona. In Ansu Fati. I think Barcelona still have a player in Ansu Fati, and I still think that there's a way to get that out of him. Maybe not at Barça, maybe somewhere else. But he needs to go to a team where he can play at least like 30 games a year, a season. He needs to play consistently. He needs to get his confidence back. Building up confidence is something very difficult in life. And I think that Ansu Fati needs to go to Monaco to prove that. And I think that he will be potentially very good for them if he gets the opportunities, because I think, like I said, there's a player in him. Let's hope that he can do that. Let's really hope. For Barcelona, what does it mean? It means that they will still have the possibility to keep a player close to them, a player that could explode and a player that could bring money or improve the squad later on. I think it's a win-win for all situations because right now the stock of Ansu Fati is so low that there's no point in just giving up for a loan. There's no problem whatsoever. No negative in my eyes. No negative. We all know what happened with Ansu Fati. I mean, injuries 2019, 2020 changed everything for him. Barcelona never really gave him the right environment to recover. Never really gave him the rotations. The expectations were too high. And unfortunately, sometimes, you need shit like that to happen so that you can learn. And someone bites a bullet. And I think that Ansu Fati might have just bite the bullet in this one. Because we have not made that mistake again with Pedri or with Gavi. And I think that Barcelona are learning from that. Certainly, it was too soon, to give him the number 10 as a teenager. Right after Messi left. And I think the fall, there always has to be a fall guy. Like it or not, there is a fall guy. I compare this to what David Moyes had to happen or had to live with when he took over Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United. That's why I'm wearing the Manchester United shirt, by the way. Because I literally wanted to make allusion to that. Alex Ferguson left and David Moyes came and took over. And he was such a different manager. It was so bad that it was never going to work. No matter who you were, no matter the name, no matter the country, no matter the nationality, the pedigree, you were always going to fail. And I think the same was going to happen with Ansu Fati here or whoever took the number 10 shirt. Like, they were all destined to fail unless you have some time in the middle between. Very similarly, like the number 8 of Iniesta went to Artur, I think. And the number 6 from Xavi went to, I don't even remember. Can you let me know who the number 6 shirt from Xavi went to after he left? The club sort of projected hope in the moment, but not really logic. And that certainly bite him, I think it's clear to say that his loan of Ansu Fati failed at Brighton. There's certainly slim chances that he can revive his career at Barça. So possibly the loan this year is the best that can happen. So I'm very confident that maybe he can get back to the best of his position. Because let's be honest, Lamine Yamal is now the face of the club. It's not Lewandowski, it's not Pedri, it's not Gavi. So this rebuild is now publicly his project. It's his project. He's the face of it. So there's a clear moment now waiting this season. It's whether we repeat the history or we carry from it. And it's Lamine Yamal's story now. So the question for you guys now is, should Barcelona wait on giving Lamine Yamal the number 10 shirt? Or is this the perfect time to pass the torch to Lamine Yamal? Let me know in the comments down below who you think should have the number 10 shirt by the end of the transfer window and what you think of Ansu Fati moves to AS Monaco. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Remember to subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. See you in the next one. Ciao, ciao. That was so stupid.